Great rising, great being, great ending, depending on what part of time this reaches you. Peace, love, and blessings. Peace, love, and blessings to everybody. I hope everybody doing well, doing good. If not, as always, I hope this can help shift that. This is the Divine Conscious Efforts Podcast. Here where we focus on personal experiences and how we can use those experiences to have an impact on not just our lives, but others for the betterment of self and life. And of course, the focal point and the source and the anchor, that being your relationship to God and divine. On this podcast, we really talk more of life, the bottoms and the success, and particularly my life, and how again it can impact others as we get through these topics. So this is episode 2. I hope you guys are enjoying this. We're gonna keep it pushing. I want to get straight into it. Mastering emotions. Look, it's easier said than done, and it's a struggle, and I can understand that completely. One of the things that helped me with this, and again, I'm not perfect, and I'm always thriving to better myself and never settle to think there's not more work to be done. There's not more problems to fix. That being said, I got to that outlook just based on having a different perspective. Perspective is key to a lot, and especially when it comes to mastering emotions. Because emotions could be everything. And to majority of us, it is. Emotions become a key component to the outcome and the results of the experiences that we have. I know for me, one of the things that one of the emotions, that really set me back a lot was, loneliness, feeling alone. And because of that, it just bothered me. It just bothered me. Maybe because I was the only child, to a sense, or whatever reasons that played in it, I experienced that emotion, and it became an anchor for me going down my life. And I feel like a lot of us have experienced something to that magnitude, especially when it comes to emotions. And, we all experience different emotions in different ways. But because I felt lonely, it was like the feelings that I was attached to is what affected me the most, though. Like, how relationships would not meet my expectations, or I would not meet the expectation for the relationship, and the stupid things I would do or not do, or the right things I would not do, just because I never wanted to feel lonely ever. And that would make me angry, you know. Dealing with certain individuals and constantly putting myself in situations where I would be drained, self-sabotaging, all those like negative and low vibrational things. And it was all attached to, that feeling of lonely. So that's what really bothered me, and why I had to shift my perspective on being lonely, and understanding that just because you feel something, that does not have to determine the outcome of everything else. So maybe for those who are listening that are really struggling with, understanding your emotions, or dealing with your emotions, or, even dealing with others' emotions, it's one of those things, like, once you can separate the two, you can realize there's nothing good or bad about being affected by your emotions. So specifically me being a loner. There's nothing really good or bad about being a loner to self. It's a state of being. That's all it is. And most of our emotions, that's exactly what they are. They are states of being. So again, once you can understand and realize and begin to separate the difference between the two being the feelings we attach ourselves to from the emotion, which creates that perspective, and two, understanding that, these emotions are just states of being at a point in time. In one of the reasons it's such a hard thing to master is because, our brain is powerful. Our soul, our spirit, all those things are powerful. They embody energy itself. And if emotions are energies and states of being in certain energies, you know, we can hold on to that energy, because again, energy is never destroyed. It's just misplaced. If these energies are so strong and we are so vibrational and we attract at such a high magnitude you have to understand that that's tied to consciousness. So even in our conscious state of being, we hold on to the energies and the emotions of certain times that, that we hold on to through our experiences, that, uh, speaking more towards like traumatic experiences. Now we can have good moments too that you can think back on, or that you can consciously hold on to, that can give you that state of being of bliss, or that moment of joy, or that moment of happy, but for any emotion, any state of being, it's it's what you feed into, and how you feed into time back to the perspective. So it's how you use those state of beings in those moments. Like for those who struggle with anger, instead of feeding into the feeling and the result of what made you angry, pause, take a second, understand that this state is, you're just in a state of being, of frustration, maybe hurt, pain, betrayal. So the thing isn't to process that by flooding your body, your being, with more emotion. It's process the current emotion that's already presenting itself, and then use that and allow that to become a catalyst to shift your perspective of the bigger picture of the moment. Like for me, example, like I said, I would ruin relationships. Like I would be in a relationship knowing that I'm not going to act right in a relationship, but just knowing that I always wanted to have something in the form of a certain love from a woman, no matter what. Whether I was at home, whether I was out, I was just always trying to be with a woman. And then if I'm not with a woman, I'm always around my bros. Never really spending time with self. And then when I would spend time with myself, it was like it was a war. I was at war with myself, and I didn't like that, because I didn't know how to process all the traumatic things that flooded my mind at all times. That being said, it was how I fed into it though. Because I was so heavily invested in the emotion, I exaggerated the moment of it. And a lot of times that's what we do. We invest in our emotions so heavily that we have to exaggerate the moments of it. The emotions rule us until we rule them. I'm going to say that again. Emotions rule us until we rule them. And another problem is us not knowing which side of the emotions we're on. Like, are you being honest with the side you're on? Like, are you ruling your emotions, or your emotions ruling you? Which side? And are you being honest with that? Because that's a whole nother step and process itself. Being honest with yourself. Like a lot of times we give ourselves so much of belief, or even sometimes at a false sense of security, to justify our inability to be accountable about our emotional states and how they affect us personally and how they affect the people and situations around us. We ignore blatant signs, and we are just not accountable to be honest with ourselves when our emotions are ruling us and we're not ruling them. So it's time for us to be honest with ourselves. We can fix the problems and adjust how we need to for self. Like, emotions are tricky. That's one of the things that makes this so complicated. That's what makes mastering emotions so complicated. They're tricky. You have to question your emotions like you question any other thing. See, we give our emotions too much of the benefit of the doubt. We give them too much credibility and allow them to hold too much of our truth, when they're just notifications. They're just alerts for your spirit, for your soul, for what you're experiencing. I seen this post. It was like, when you're experiencing anger, it's teaching you patience, and so forth and so forth. I don't even want to try to remember stuff because I'm a slaughter it, but yeah. Think of how many decisions you've made just off emotions alone. Yeah, really think about that. Think of how many decisions you've made just off emotions alone. That's how dependent on our emotions or lost within our emotions we are. Exactly. See, the trick is to escape the human experience to embrace our spiritual experience when it comes to our emotions. Because spirit is key to mastering emotions. And yes, we are human, on earth, but at the end of the day, we are spirit to soul, and the soul is the better to existence of life. So, I mean, it's just like a battery. Sometimes, like a battery, we lose our juice and need to recharge our soul and spirit. Otherwise, we just walking dead, literally. You know. So, the reason you are so everywhere at the moment, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, is probably because you fighting against this virus. You try not to become a walking dead. And that virus that's attacking your spirit and soul, you're not settling. And you know it's more to experience outside of this stronghold emotions can have. So it's time to wake up. As always, be great. Love yourself. Be yourself. Remember, God loves. And life's beautiful when you're allowed to be. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure y'all go get Adrian R.
Yeah.
what you need to get.
Yeah. Yeah. Look out the window, thinking about my kinfolk long and gone. Wishing they around to hear these songs. And as they play and as I create, I think about how grateful I am to see this day. It's like all the wrong wanna overwhelm me and blind me from the fact that I'm still breathing and got time for timing. Shit, most valuable thing is experiences. Too bad we just delirious with this shit. Man, I ain't missing nothing but out the picture, trying to get some money, not for your average living. I'm trying to build foundation so I can take time to work on my soul. You know what my spirit knows it needs. Shit, it's like I'm the missing piece to me. Shit, I'm like, how can me, myself, and I link? I'm anxious, don't know what to do when we all meet. I just know God said it's gonna be the perfect treat. Yeah. I let my soul take it away. I let my soul take it away. And I don't care what anybody gotta say. Gotta say, don't care what anybody gotta say. Yeah. Gotta say, I don't care what anybody gotta say. Gotta say, it could be worse, so I'm grateful for today. As I inhale, thinking when I was in hell, had to exhale. I'm grateful as I exhale. I don't know why they don't wanna see a nigga excel, but it's cool, I do it well, and I hope you doing well, even though y'all wanted me to fall. But see, I never fail, and when I fail, I pick me up, or at least God gave me something to give me some umph. I need a crutch, something to lean on. Couldn't be my friends, it couldn't be the lean that I lean on, because I got addicted to that shit. Man, is my soul really that voided? Am I that empty and I just didn't know it? Well shit, now that I see what it is, what I'ma do, I guess I'ma look in this mirror and face my truth. That God King shit. It's that God King shit, what you gonna do?